the fourth quarter, things just kind of went awry.
Offensively, yeah.
What did you see there?
We just, and I told him I thought defensively we played, again, mostly well enough to win. Our offense is putting so much pressure on our defense. We make one mistake and they score, and it just hurts you so bad because we're not coming back at people and really challenging. I mean, this isn't – Indiana's not a team that's hung their hat on their defense to this point. And so our two-point field goal percentage killed us. I thought some of our attempts were – and some of the turnovers at costly times – it really hurt us. But overall, I think the stuff that we did, we don't really know else what we could do action-wise. We need feedback, right? So get a little more pressure in the paint, a little more pressure on the rim. I thought Dorica had some good moments in the second half. Watch it back. I'm not sure if we're going to love that we were small. Maybe we should have stayed big and get a little more pressure on the inside, but analytics during the game showed us that we were better small, so we did it.
You guys up 7 entering the fourth, and
2 threes.
And they started the fourth with their starting backcourt. I thought that was an interesting decision on their part. First few minutes of that quarter really kind of changed the whole tenor of the game. Was that what they did, or was that what you did?
I thought we had end of shot clock defense that gave up two situations where there's Kelsey Mitchell in front of our bench, 3-2-1, has to shoot a 3, and we stayed off her, and she drains a 3. I think it was Kelsey, and then it was I believe Katie Lou. End of shot clock. Our 101 closeout, let her go right around us, and she gets the easy basket. And that sort of changed things for them. So I don't necessarily know it was a lineup or anything like that. I just think it was just, again, we're because our offense has been a challenge. Last game, this game, we were good in LA, but if you go back a little bit before that, it was really since the Commissioner's Cup, our offense has not been really all that elite. Lots of threes in there, lots of 30% level games, and that's hard to win in this league, no matter where you're playing.
Obviously, like you said, you need feedback. I mean, you're just a different offensive team. I mean, there were so many instances tonight when you were late in the shot clock and a shot had to be taken that maybe wouldn't otherwise be wanted. But 4 of 6 now, as we approach the break. You've always talked about this team as being a problem-solving team.
Yeah.
Where do you think that starts as far as problem-solving?
I think we just got to focus on winning the next game. This is, obviously losing at home. We've been really good. Losing at home stinks, and I think regroup, with a day tomorrow, reflection, whatever. Get in here, get some work in, and get ready for a noon game against the Atlanta Dream. There's no big problem-solving that's happening. We'll look at some things to, see how we can be better against Atlanta. Maybe we have fee, maybe we don't. We'll have to plan both ways. But yeah, we gotta find ourselves offensively without fee.
Cheryl, I know you went small for a lot of the game, but points in the paint was 2-1 in favor of them. Is there anything particular in that, or is it just simply a size
We
matchup?
don't get in the paint is the biggest problem. Right, so we can't negate that. I mean, the second chance points were even at half, thankfully, because they had 20 points in the paint in the first half, and 10 of them were second chance points. I thought we did a little better in the second half, but let me give them credit. The paint they did a nice job in the paint. They're a team that can play both. I mean, they were in the paint and they shot threes, 29 threes. I mean, so. I thought they played well. Obviously it was a passionate game for both teams. But we second chance points them, 17-14. Really concerning that we had 9 fast break points in the first half, and we finished with 9 fast break points. So, we're a team that's we got to get those extra points. If we do our normal thing and we get our 17, 18 fast break points off our defense, then maybe we're looking at something different right now.
Cheryl, are you seeing any lessons or revelations for these players about playing without Nafisa these past few games that might perhaps pay off in the second half, just learning how to play
Yeah,
without
I
their-
mean, you think, especially because we have to sub for Fee, right? So I think more with, like, if we can get Fee off the floor more, we get on the other side of the break, and, when she's sub 4, I think we're probably learning, do's and don'ts. I thought Dorca's minutes in the second half were definitely good. We got to get Land playing back to the way that she was in terms of what she's thinking about in terms of stretching the defense, and then if to get a long closeout, drive it. Those are some places we could look to. But I think, what are we learning? The hard lessons probably, that could help us down the road. But a lot of pressure on Kate Mack to make a lot of shots, that sort of thing. So BC played great. Some of the 2-point attempts were a little rough, but yeah, I think we're learning different things, lineups wise, things we like, we don't like, things that work, small ball versus not small ball. That hopefully will help us down the road.
Cheryl, just a quick clarifying question. When Caitlin got that tech, was it because she kind of got Chechi in the face, or what was that?
Yeah, so it's called a flail. When the whistle blows, it's a dead ball. And so after, when there's contact it's a flail, whether you hit him in the face or not. It's a flail if you make contact. It's a technical because the clock is stopped.
Coach, you talked about people needing to step up with Fee out, but Bridget's been playing really well.
She has, yeah.
Can you just talk about what you've seen from her on both ends as far as rebounding and finding her shot as well?
Yeah, guarding different positions. We just depend on BC for so much, and now she's driving, trying to make plays. Thought early in the first half she had a couple attempts that she's got way sped up, way ahead of herself, and but those are the moments that she's doing more of that I think are good for us, and we count on her for different matchups. Guard the post, go switch out, go guard Caitlin. Like every game, there's things that we ask her to do. And she just does all of it. And obviously her shooting has been really special for us.
Also, just to follow up on that, her confidence, though, from last year to this year has been, it's been big time as far as just being out there. Just what have you seen her as far as her game growing from last year to this year?
I don't necessarily know that it's about last year to this year. I think there's a confidence when you are a starter. There's a confidence that, this is my job, this is what I do every night. And I think that little subtle thing of not coming off the bench and playing more bench minutes, and someone else is ahead of you and they're getting those minutes. So I think that probably is a big part of that. Go ahead, Alex.
Thank you, Cheryl. I don't know if I stepped in halfway through, but Chechi felt like her full bag was on display in this game. Her confidence feels like it's at an all-time high. Can you speak to just a player off the bench and an ability to take a variety of shots when you need shot making at this point in time with the team?
And rim, she'll get to the rim, which is something this group without Fee desperately needs. And that's another player that we're just asking for her to, when she comes in the game, not feel it out. You got to come in and impact it right away. She knows that we're going to live with whatever shot she takes, and some of them are maybe a little harder. But in order for a player to be aggressive, they have to know that you're not going to limit what shots and where, and I think Chechi's benefited from that.
And Cheryl, I would just say this game was so fun to be at, to be a part of.
Was
with
it?
the Upper Bowl open. Yes. It's the climate.
Yeah.
In your mind, what are the steps that this league can take to have this be more consistent in the regular season, an event, a game atmosphere like today?
I don't know that I quite understand the question, in that everybody knows that the reason why our teams around the league are having sellouts are because Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are coming to town. Angel Reese has impacted their attendance at the Chicago games, I suspect on the road as well. So what the league can do is be ready to capitalize on the moments. But it's much like when we saw Bird and Magic come in the league, right? That the league has been building for a watershed moment, and we're here, and now you got to take advantage of it. And it's beyond just kind of saying, okay, well, the Indiana Fever are coming and they're selling out, and you're just sitting back and watching it. How other ways can you monetize and capitalize on it? That's obviously a business, layered thing, but that's how I think you could capitalize.
One last question. You still had a pretty high assist rate today, 20 and 27.
Yeah.
But it just seems, watching, that there's more dribbling and less ball movement going on. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think today we couldn't get it going side to side. Give Indiana credit. They were up in our kind of locations to pass, but we also felt like we were a little sticky at times. And that's something we can talk about, that we've because our offense is predicated on that movement, inside out, seek the paint. And make plays. And, I thought the first half we had better opportunities in the paint. And then, then we sprayed it out to the three when it was necessary. But, yeah, I agree with that probably a little sticky.